안녕하세요, 여러분. Hello, everyone. Look at this mailbox. It has to do with today's expression. It says mail in front, right? How often do you check your mailbox? We're gonna learn this sentence in Korean. How often? 얼마나 자주? 얼마나 자주? How often? 우체통을 your mailbox. 우체통을 do you check? 확인하세요. 확인하세요. One more time. 얼마나 자주? How often? 얼마나 자주? How often? This can be very useful expression. Even though you cannot finish the remainder sentence, only with this expression, the red highlighted expression, you can communicate with the other person. How often? That's enough to ask a question. How often? 얼마나 자주? 얼마나 자주? So let's practice this useful expression here. 얼마나 자주? How often? 얼마나 자주 가요? 얼마나 자주 가요? 얼마나 자주 사요? 얼마나 자주 사요? 얼마나 자주 먹어요? 얼마나 자주 먹어요? 얼마나 자주 만나요? 얼마나 자주 만나요? 얼마나 자주 운동해요? 얼마나 자주 운동해요? You can omit yo at the end. Then it's gonna be casual expression. From top to bottom, 얼마나 자주 가? How often do you go? 얼마나 자주 사? How often do you buy? 얼마나 자주 먹어? How often do you eat? 얼마나 자주 만나? How often do you meet? 얼마나 자주 운동해? How often do you exercise? How often do you check your mailbox? 얼마나 자주 우체통을 확인해요? Korean sentence has the verb at the very end. 확인하세요. 세 is honorific insert. So to make it casual or conversational polite form, we use 확인해요 or 확인해. 하 and 해. This is a very common verb ending in Korean, but 하 and 해, these are irregular verb. So it's important to know. 확인하세요. 확인해요. 확인해. How often do you check your mailbox? 얼마나 자주 우체통을 확인하세요? 우체통을 is the object and it has object marker at the end. 을. Every day in Korean is 매일. If you check your mailbox every day, it will be easier for you to remember because you're checking your mail. But just use this association technique to remember the word. The pronunciation is quite different. Let me talk about Korean mail pronunciation. Pretend you're saying g, g. Remember the tongue shape when you say g. From that tongue shape, in English mail, your tip of tongue should touch right behind your upper teeth with tension, right? In Korean mail, rather than the tip of your tongue, 1/3 way in or even halfway in to your tongue touches your palate. Pretend that way. mail, 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 o in English, 매일, 일 in Korean. So the tongue shape and tension and where it touches quite different. 매일, 매일. Every single day in Korean, if you want to emphasize, 매일, 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 매일. One more point to explain from our original sentence. Do you check your mailbox every day? In Korean language, we are very passive, saying you. If the other person is younger than me, then we are free to use you, the pronoun, but stranger, someone older, even somebody who's close to us, we somehow we are reluctant to say you. So, do you check your mailbox every day? Korean people would say the other person's name. Suppose they are at your age, co-worker. Um, we do not use you pronoun. We use, for example, the other person's name is Susan. 수잔 씨는 매일 우체통을 확인하세요. Like this. Or they even omit the whole thing. They don't even use you. They don't use the name. They just omit everything in front. 매일 우체통을 확인하세요. I am asking this question to the other person, right? The listener. So the listener automatically know this question is about that person, right? Mutual agreement or understanding. So it happens a lot. So I wanted to point out. 매일 우체통을 확인하세요. 매일 우체통을 확인하세요. Let's learn how to answer to our original question. Do you check your mailbox every day? 네, 매일 해요. Yes, every day, do. That's what it means literally. You can answer in the longer way. 네, 매일 우체통을 확인해요. That's the whole sentence, right? You can even say 네, 매일 확인해요. You can say that. But I think Korean people would answer mostly this short form. Quickly, quickly, the culture is in their blood. I think they like to make things really short. 아니요, 매일 안 해요. No, 아니요, 매일 안 해요. 안 means don't. I don't check it every day. 매일 안 해요. 안 is very powerful thing to know. Whatever the verb follows, 안, negate it. It will make it negative. Don't go, 안 가요. Don't eat, 안 먹어요. Don't sleep, 안 자요. You see, 안 comes right before the verb and make it negative. One more. 아니요, 매일 못 해요. 아니요, 매일 못 해요. 못 시옷 받침 influence the circle looking but not quite circle 히읗. So it sounds like 못해요. I forgot to mark it there. But 아니요, 매일 못해요. 아니요, 매일 못해요. 못 has can't. That's because of the circumstances, or even if I want to do it, there's a reason that you cannot do it, right? That specific meaning with 못. So 안 and 못, uh, very important, powerful tool when you communicate. 안 해요, 못 해요. So before we end our video today, one more time. If you check your mailbox every day in Korean is 매일, 매일. Every day, 매일.